You know what? So many of you tell me that you're superstitious or that you believe in jinxes. I personally don't believe in any of that. I think it's completely ridiculous, absolute nonsense. And if you try to tell me otherwise, I will laugh in your face. However, I love my college football family and I'm willing to set my beliefs to the side, or rather lack thereof, for you guys. So many of you believe it with all of your heart. You have that special shirt or that jersey that you wear every game day, or the lucky underwear that you never wash. And I feel like that parent who has to tell their kid that Santa Claus isn't real, and I don't want to be that parent. I don't want to have to do that. So what I did is contacted and then hired a professional voodooist to Jinx Virginia Tech in this game, and I'm going to bring him into this video right now. And by bring him in, I mean I flew him out to my house so he could come into the studio and it would be the real deal. Forget StreamYard or Zoom meetings. I'm bringing him in right now. So you guys can go ahead and thank me in the comment section. Here he is. Come on in. You're welcome.
Hello. Coop flew me all the way out here from Louisiana and paid me a lot of money to do this. They call me the Shadow Man. For all of you non-superstitious fans out there like Coop, this is not hoodoo. This is voodoo, and it is very much real.
What?
As you can see here, I have crafted a very special voodoo doll to represent the Virginia Tech Hokies head coach, Brent Pry. So much love and effort went into crafting this doll. What we are going to do is put some pins into this voodoo doll, and as I do it, I'm going to explain what it means.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I've been practicing this for over 150 years. Your team is in very good hands. Without further ado, let us get started. With the first pin that I place, I'm going to put it directly in his head. For the second pin that I'm going to place, I'm going to put it in his butt. Now let me explain. With a pin in his head and a pin in his butt, it will cause Brent Pry to have a brain fart at some point in the game. A very crucial, critical moment. And he will make a bad, very, very bad call. And for the last pin, I thought long and hard about this one. I am going to place it in his crotch. Many of you may question this, but do not question the great Shadow Man. By placing it in his crotch, he will need to use the restroom at yet another crucial, critical moment in the game. My work here is now done, Coop.
Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you guys that I have some new Miami themed shirts on the merch store, and you can check them out by clicking the top link down in my description. I really think that this is some of the most unique Canes game day gear on the market. You're gonna love them. So that guy was interesting, right? What's going on, Canes fans? You guys owe me after that one, because that wasn't cheap, and I don't believe in any of that mumbo jumbo, but I did it for you guys. Hold up, Canes fans. This is Coop from the future, and I have a big, very big disclaimer for this video. Unfortunately, there is no guest picker for this one, and I'm actually, this is literally Coop from the future, so everything you're about to watch was filmed 2 days ago, and this is Coop now on October 12th on Wednesday. So the guest picker that I had lined up for this video is still going to happen. It's well worth the wait, I promise you. However, we had a small scheduling conflict early this week, so I pushed the video out an extra day. And then we had some technical difficulties, so then we pushed it out a little bit further. Then we had more technical difficulties. So at this point, and that's okay. That's okay. Again, these types of things happen. And this, again, we're still going to link up with the guest picker. Like I said, it's worth the wait. He's a really awesome dude. You guys are going to love it. But I'm at a point to where, you know, I usually upload these preview videos on Monday or Tuesday, and we're now coming up on Thursday. And of course, the game is Saturday at noon. And, you know, I don't want to upload a preview video on Friday for a game that's happening the very next day. So what I'm going to do is no guest picker for this one. I apologize, but you're going to hear me reference him several times in the video. And we'll keep it a surprise. We were able to film 5 to 10 minutes of footage. I don't want people to think he doesn't want to come on here. He was so excited. We linked up and we filmed 5 to 10 minutes, but I didn't get any score prediction from him. I didn't get to ask him all the questions I wanted. And I really want you guys to get to know him. So I'm going to save the footage and we'll wait, and he will be the guest picker next week. And hopefully that'll give us plenty of time to work out all the technical difficulties that we had with making this happen. I try my best for you guys. I really hyped up this preview video, and I want to apologize. But sometimes in the crazy world of electronics, we just can't make it happen. And I'm not going to bring in a backup because I don't want anyone to feel like they are the second choice. I have other guest pickers, but they're already set up for other games this year. So without further ado, let's get into this one. Now, real quick, before we dive into this preview video, I do have a couple of brief announcements. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, or maybe you think you are, but you haven't looked in a while, make sure you double check and ensure that that subscribe button has in fact been pressed. And if you are subscribed, tell your aunt, your uncle, your baby mama, your baby daddy, and even the cat down the street, because we're trying our best to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the 2022 college football season. And as you can see by this number right here, we're very close, and I do in fact think that we can actually do it. And one last thing, let's get a twofer in here. Don't forget that this Friday night we'll be doing the live call-in show, and the $500 score prediction contest is still active. So all you have to do, call into the live show on Friday night, give your score prediction. If it's correct, you win $500. It's as simple as that. No strings attached, no gimmicks. So I want to see you there on Friday night, right here. So here we are at week 7, and you have two ACC teams facing off that are both on 3-game losing streaks. The fan bases for both of these squads are down and out. Morale is at an all-time low. Now, in case you didn't know, Virginia Tech actually has a new head coach this season by the name of Brent Pry, who was the former defensive coordinator over at Penn State. And they did pick up quarterback Grant Wells from Marshall through the transfer portal during the offseason, but his stats so far aren't really anything to be excited about. He's threw 6 touchdowns, but also 7 interceptions. Ouch. But who am I to talk? Our Canes share the same record as the Hokies, and our fan base is an absolute shambles. We argue more amongst ourselves than we do with other fan bases just out of pure frustration. We've got almost no consistency anywhere, and even when we do manage to win almost every stat category, we still find a way to lose the game. How does that even make sense? But let's keep this thing moving. I'll just go on and on and on venting about our team and our frustrations right now. And let's take a brief look at the history between these two squads. Miami and Virginia Tech have faced off 39 times in total, with the Canes leading that series 24-15. Now, the most recent matchup took place last year, and Miami won that game 38-26. And let's also jump over and take a look at the average stats so far this season for both of these teams. Kicking it off with Virginia Tech, average points per game so far this year coming in at, 20 points. Didn't realize it was that low. Miami, 33. Points allowed against them so far this season, Virginia Tech coming in at 26, Miami, 22. Average yards so far this season per game, Virginia Tech, 333, Miami, 467. And lastly, yards allowed against them per game so far this season, Virginia Tech 341 and Miami 363. So now let's transition over to 3 keys to a victory for both of these squads in this game. Now I'm going to probably keep them short, sweet, and to the point in this one, even more so than normal, because I have a feeling with what happened at the beginning, this preview video is going to run a little bit long, and I really want you guys to stick around and see the guest picker at the end. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Kicking it off with Miami at number 1. Our D-line has been a bright spot so far this season. I think that most of us can agree on that. With that being said, the right side of Virginia Tech's O-line is weak and allowing a lot of pressure so far this season. You know what that means? It's time to wreak some havoc and eat, especially for number 56, Leonard Taylor. This is absolutely a huge opportunity for everybody on that D-line to shine. Number 2, we must shut down wide receiver Caleb Smith. He's a big-time target for the Hokies. He caught 9 passes for 154 yards against Pitt last week. Please, no gimme touchdowns in this one. Busted coverage has given up way too many easy touchdowns this season. Now, they are talking about potentially Caleb Smith maybe being a little banged up coming into this game, but I do think that he's going to want to play. So we will probably see him on the field unless it's a very serious injury. But Caleb Smith is the kind of receiver that Wells can consistently throw up that 50-50 ball, and there's a good chance that he's coming down with it. He could be a deep threat, and well, we know what that means for us. And lastly, we must score in the first quarter of this game. I mean, can you win without doing that? Sure, but we haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter of a game since week 1 against Bethune-Cookman. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Let's change that in this game. And now moving on to 3 keys to a victory for Virginia Tech in this one. And coming in at number 1, they must be able to stop the run. Now hold up, wait a minute. I know what you're about to say. Coop, we can't even run the ball. What are you even talking about right now? Hear me out for a second. Last week, Pitt rushed for a total of 326 yards, and the Hokies couldn't do a darn thing to stop it. Are the Canes running the ball well right now? Absolutely not. Will we continue to try to run the ball? We sure will. Mario himself said that we run a power spread. Miami is going to test the waters early, I personally feel like, and see if we can finally bring back that rushing attack that we saw in the first couple of games. We are absolutely not going to give up on it. Number 2, just continue to do what you've been doing on third downs defensively. The Hokies actually ranked top 10 in the country in third down defense and number 1 in the ACC. Miami went 5 of 14 on third downs last week, so that's not a good sign for us. And lastly, if the Hokies D-line can't get to TVD, put your hands up in the air like you just don't care. Miami has had so many batted balls at the line of scrimmage this season that I lost count. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, probably the most skipped to part of every single video. Shame on you. If that's you, you should watch every single second of every video. I'm just playing. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. But it's time. Yes, it's time to bring on my celebrity guest picker so we can both give our predictions for this game. But first, the OGs know what's up. They know what we got to do. We have to mention the completely pointless, doesn't mean a thing, ESPN matchup predictor. They have Miami's win percentage chance coming into this one at 78.4% and Virginia Tech at 21.6%. Miami is currently, at the time of filming this, a 7.5 point favorite, and the over-under is coming in right around 47.5 points. So if you're a bettor, do what you wish with that information. last week, Miami was the favorite against North Carolina, and some of you guys made some serious bank in that game. I unfortunately couldn't pull the trigger, but I wish that I would have. Anyways, that's in the past. It's time for my special celebrity guest picker. Oh, baby. I'm excited about this one. Let's do this. All right, Canes fans. So as I said, no special guest picker for this video. I had to go in and add this to the footage that I had already recorded. So if anybody skipped around in this video, they're going to be very confused because, surprise, the guest picker is me, I guess. It's Coop. Hi, hello. So without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting. Whatever. Cut the crap, Coop. My score prediction for this game, I'm going to give the Miami Hurricanes 31. And I'm going to give the Virginia Tech Hokies 20. Now, I feel like some Canes fans are going to be shocked by this. However, I do firmly believe that Miami goes into Blacksburg Saturday afternoon and walks away with a dub. Miami is struggling right now. I get it. Yes, we lost to MTSU. Yes, we lost to North Carolina. We're on a 3-game losing streak, but so is Virginia Tech. Both of these teams are struggling. And I do feel like that in the end, we have, we have a little more talent. It hasn't done a lot for us so far. I get it. But I do feel like that we are the better football team going into this game. Virginia Tech is just struggling in too many areas. And this isn't, we're not blowing them out here, right? Like we should be, like we should. But 31-20, Miami does get the dub. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, how you feel about it. I'm a little bit thrown off right now, guys, because of, all the special guest picker stuff just happened, and I'm filming this after the fact. It's late, so I'm trying to make this thing happen. But 31-20, Miami victory. I am actually confident in this, as backwards as it sounds. I understand that we have no reason to believe because what has Miami showed us, right? We've beat a couple of nobodies and we've also lost to a nobody. So Miami hasn't really given me a reason to believe that we can win, but no matter how you slice this game up on paper or looking at the tape, I do think that we walk away with a victory here. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.